Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. We are going to do a stitch with me today. I'm Jennifer of Jen's World of Stitches, and this is going to be it is a new start, but it was meant to be a holiday start for the 4th of July, and um, I haven't really gotten a chance to work on a whole lot of it. So this is called it is there it is. Sorry. It is the Celestial Oath, and it's from SNL Designs, or excuse me, SSL Designs Company on Etsy. And I saw this, um, a cross stitching friend on Facebook had posted this, and she was in love with it, and I fell in love with it. And yeah, so there you go. It is being stitched on 18 count. And like I said, I haven't worked on this a whole lot just because, yeah, we'll get into that. But while I sit here and get situated, I'm going to welcome any new subscribers. Thank you so much for coming to check us out. And the returning ones, thank you so much for coming back and watching. Okay, so now I haven't done any stitching on it today. Um, while I sit here and chat with you guys for however long. I'm starting at 0. So we are going to let you know how much I stitch at the end because I didn't do that the other day. Sorry. Okay. So this, like I said, this is on 18 count. All right. So this past week has been kind of not busy, but we had a big major heat wave here. And I'm gonna be honest, I really, it was just awful. And when I, came home on the 4th of July, I did start this, and it was just like, yeah, the heat here was just pitiful. It was like 90 degrees, but the heat index made it like 115, and it was just, uh, it was horrible. And there were a couple of times leaving work that I had to get my father to pick me up because it was just that bad that I couldn't walk home. And um, so it was gross. It was not one of those things. I mean, even we had a couple of thunderstorms, and it cooled it off in the morning, but then the afternoon it was pitiful. And like little dude, he was supposed to go spend the night with his dad the 4th of July because that's also his father's birthday. And he ended up coming home or bringing him home because of the heat. Skylar just couldn't stand it. So he brought him home. And yesterday he went back over there, and now he's so tired from the heat yesterday, he's still asleep. So I'm going to let him sleep. We're supposed to go do laundry today, but I told him, I said, you know what? I said, you sleep, you do what you need to do, and we'll go whenever. And he's like, okay, hold on. Okay, sorry. I'm having issues with my Lowry stand this morning. I don't know what's going on with it. It's being ridiculous. And I'm trying to adjust it, and it's not wanting to adjust for me. So hold on. Maybe I can get it. There we go. That's better. That's easier. So he's still sleeping. I really hope it's not heat exhaustion. I feel bad for him. He said he had a good time yesterday, which is a good thing, but he's wore out. So I'm just gonna let him sleep it off, and then we'll go from there. Decide whether or not we're gonna go do laundry because Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I'm, yeah. I even had heat exhaustion. I ended up sick in bed uh, Saturday morning with um, with it, and I truly, truly, it was one of those things where, yeah, it just takes everything out of you. And of course, mine was a migraine, and I was throwing up, and yeah, so I was like, okay, we're not, this is not fun. And my daughter, Miranda, she was like, are you okay? And I'm like, I don't know. Truthfully, it just drains everything. And so I said, well, today's going to be a lazy day unless, you know, until somebody gets up, and then we're going to go do laundry, and that's my plan today. So, and then after that, I'm not really doing much of anything else because I'm not feeling it. It was just ugh. And I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't think it was that hot until I walked outside, and I thought, holy, you know what? And it was awful. And I did talk to, where is my, I have lost my tweezers, and I don't know where they are because I need them to take this piece of cat hair out of my thing. Oh, they're there. Okay, well, I'll do it later. Um, so I was talking to one of the firemen there, or to a couple of the firemen, because they come in all the time to Food Lion, and I was, talking to them, and he was like, "Yeah," he said, "This is our biggest thing, during the heat wave, is because we can say we're, hydrated, but we're not hydrated enough, and people don't realize that." And he said, you can drink all the Gatorade and all the water, and then sometimes you're not hydrated enough still. So I said, oh, okay. Yeah. So he said, yeah, it is disgusting out there. And he said, that's been the biggest thing, this, especially this past week. And, it was just, yeah, it's not been a fun thing. And of course, they're saying it's going to cool off this today, but I don't know. I haven't been outside to even, uh, find out. Because, of course, we were supposed to have storms last night. I don't know if we did or not because I ended up asleep, and I, I'm still tired. So, um, and we're supposed to get some this afternoon and tonight and off and on, and we'll see. Hopefully it'll help things cool off, because yeah, bleh, it has been gross. But other than that, we have been doing pretty good here. We are just I finally got my bookshelf. We bought a bookshelf, or I bought a bookshelf that I wanted out here, and put all of my in-depth books that I have from the series out here. And um, I still have room for, other books. So I'm going to um, put some out here, and then we'll, get them filled up. And um, yeah, my daughter put it together for me on Friday, or yeah, Friday. So we are, it's all put up, and it looks really good. So I'm all excited about that. And of course, she kind of she looked at me when we were putting it together, and of course, seeing me put it together with a really bad headache, that's fun. But yeah, she was putting it together, and she's like, I need a hammer. And I said, well, the hammer's right behind you. And she brought it out, and she says, I didn't think I was going to need to do all this. And I said, well, do you need help? And she's like, yeah, is the sound going to bother you? And I said, probably. I said, but, I'll help. And so, yeah, we got it put together, and um, all that good, lovely stuff. So it's all there. And I have to do a little bit of finagling and take I have an old lamp that we don't that I don't use anymore. So I have to take that out and you know take that to the dumpster, curb, whatever you call it, and that way I can move it down. So my daughter thought it was kind of weird, like, why do you want a bookshelf out here? You have one. Okay, I have one in my room, but I don't have one out here. So um yeah, that one's out here. So I just have to finagle a little bit of things and so forth and all that good stuff. And we'll see what happens. And of course, you guys can tell by my throat, I have a slight sore throat. So I apologize. So, anyway, but yeah, it's been a pretty good week. It's just been. Now, Saturday was horribly busy, and they even had to cancel the fireworks. Some places canceled the fireworks, some didn't, because it was so hot. It was just like, and there were a couple places that were like, we're gonna reschedule it, schedule it for the next night, blah blah blah. We even had, I thought this was kind of funny. We even had one of our meteorologists from our local CBS channel. He went out to his car with cookie dough and baked cookies on his car, the hood of his car. That's how hot it was. And I was just like, "Are you serious?" And I laughed. I was like, "Okay, really?" And there were a couple of people that had uh, shown how hot like the asphalt was, and it was. Ugh, I'd never seen it. I was just like, "Yeah." And y'all wonder why I don't like going outside when it's hot. And but yeah, it was just the. So, but yeah, it's been a week, and of course I played catch up this morning in my planner and in my journal, and because I hadn't done any of that for the last like 3 days, and I thought, yeah, this gotta play catch up, gotta get caught up, gotta get um enter, put stuff where it needs to be, and all that stuff. So yeah, that was fun. It was got that all taken care of, and um excuse me, um set up my Scentsy website. Yes, I started selling Scentsy. Excuse me, set that up, and I'm going through the training right now. So after I do that, I can do my launch and so forth, and then um, but yeah, right now I'm trying to get that set up and trying to finish the training and all that good stuff, and uh, also trying to get some reading done. It's not been one of those things where I have been able to um, listen, or read. I did start one yesterday, last night, that I need to do for review, and am I listening to one? And I'm getting ready to listen to one too. So it's been it's been one of those times where I wish I had more time in the day than I do, and it doesn't always happen. But yeah, so I got those two books started, and I don't even have the books in front of me to tell you what they are because my Kindle's being charged because I fell asleep with it last night. I was reading, and the next thing I know, I woke up at 2 o'clock this morning, and I was like, "Oh crap, my Kindle!" So I I charged it, and I said, "Yeah, it's time to charge this thing up because it needed to be charged because at some point I'm gonna uh, go back there and read tonight, and then go from that." So, let's see. Oh man. Um, let's see what else has been going on that I can tell you about because uh, not really a whole lot to tell you because um, it's been really quiet here. And um, I think his phone went off. He Oh, now see, I'm getting the notification for the severe thunderstorm warning. Hmm. Yeah, we're probably going to get a really bad storm at some point, which is we kind of need it. I have to say, we need the break. I'm so ready and I hate to say this, I am ready for fall. Very much so. I am really, really late. I'm so done. I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for school to start. I'm just ready. And it wears you out. It does. This heat can really, really wear you out, regardless of the fact if, working inside or what the deal. It just takes a lot out of you. And yeah, it's one of those things. So I'm like, yeah, it's not something I want to like live with year round. And I know, a lot of places do, but good God, it's, it is not fun at all. And I mean, little dude, he'll go out in it and walk. He'll go out, take a walk. He does that every day almost, except for I think yesterday he didn't. And he'll go and walk. And he has an app where he gets where he has so many steps he has to do, and he's been doing that partly because of he's trying to, build his leg muscles up a little bit for uh, when he starts track and or tries out for it. And he goes out in it every day, and it's just like I just don't understand. And um, one day this past week, because I was off for 3 days last week, and I looked at, I said, "How in the world can you go out in this heat when it's like 100 and some degrees?" Oh no, I just do, and I don't, I don't get it. He's he's more resilient than I am, I don't get it. I'm kind of wondering if that's why he's still sleeping, if it all just caught up to him or what. But he's yeah, he's very very yeah, uh, consistent about it too. But oh my gosh, I just watched him and I was like, I don't understand it. And he's like, he don't bother me. Okay, good for you. They don't bother you. Okay. So yeah, he's been going out there like crazy, and just yeah, I don't understand it. I really truly don't. It just makes me woo. So even when I just go outside, like at work for like 10, 15 minutes, holy crap, it's like woo. And I said, yeah. Mm-mm. But yeah, he goes. He does it every day. So I I said go for it, because he likes to. He goes to check the mail, and um, that's when he gets his steps in, and he walks around the complex, and then goes to the mailbox and does the same thing on the way back. And I don't get it, especially in this heat. But he doesn't do it in the wintertime, which I think is kind of funny. He doesn't try to, especially when it's snowing or whatever. He doesn't do that. So he has become his new thing. So oh, let's see. Y'all, and now my daughter's gonna come out. Hi, boo boo. We've been having issues with um, Freya, the cat, her cat. She is, she's gotten to this thing now. I have a rolling um, cart over here, and so where I keep all of my cross stitch stuff on it and so forth. And anyway, she's gotten to the idea that she can climb up there and start messing with stuff. And she does every morning. She'll come out and she'll climb up on my cart and she'll start messing. The other day she found my she found these my magnetic things. And so she's gotten in her head that she can play with them. So Miranda didn't even know that she had gotten a hold of one until, excuse me, the other day. And Skylar came out to her and he's like, do you know she has this? And um, so yeah, she's been bad. And not only that, she's been um, just being extra. I mean, I don't get it. She's been extra, and she's um, just been like running around here like she's possessed. And I thought, yeah. But now she's quiet. She's laying over there in my computer chair trying to go to sleep, and or sleeping. And Athena is up on the couch sleeping. She's she's quiet because they chase each other around all day, and sometimes Freya, chases her to the point that it gets um, to the point that Athena's like, leave me alone, and she hisses at her. So it's been we've been running back and forth trying to you know grab them and stop them, and they she doesn't she they don't fight with each other as much as they used to, but now it's more or less they want to chase each other up and down the thing. And They've even gotten to the point where there could be a bird or a bat outside, and one of them will try to climb up the window. And an example, Freya tried to do that the other day, and um, this bird kept hitting the window because it, I guess it didn't realize that it couldn't get in here. So Freya decided she was going to climb up the window. And I thought, yeah, this is going to be fun. And she did. She climbed up the window, sat on the little ledge of our window, and then she climbed back down, and then that was the end of it. But they've, yeah, they've been special. And especially during the fireworks. Because Saturday night during the fireworks, um, both of them were sitting on top of, one was sitting on the couch, the other one was sitting on top of the recliner, and they'd lift their head up, their ears would, prick up, and I thought, okay, guys, there's nothing gonna happen. You guys are okay. It what? Probably from the water from her bowl. Sorry, that was Miranda. From her bowl, because she was over there earlier. But so yeah, they've been, yeah, special. And of course, then Skylar comes out one day and looks at me and says, Miranda, uh, Athena's getting fat. Okay. So, yeah, she's getting a little chubby. Um, but she's not fat fat. And I told him, I said, dude, he's like, what? Look at her belly. And I'm like, okay. So, yeah, we have a cat that's got some meat on her now, and of course they think that's just, yeah. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, really? So, um they have their moments, let me tell you. So, but yeah, they thought that was just, funny that, Athena's getting a little, chubby chubby, and yeah. Okay, hold on. I got somebody at the door. Okay, sorry. That was the maintenance people coming to check to make sure our air conditioning was working, because there's been a lot of people due to this heat that haven't had air conditioning because their air conditionings have just, stopped. And just because, overwork of the heat and so forth. So he wanted to come in here and check and make sure it was working and all that good junk. And I said, so far, so good. I said, please don't jinx it. And he just laughed. And he said, well, I'm trying not to. I was like, okay. So far, we've been lucky. And I'm kind of hoping it stays that way, because I really, 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 really don't need to be um, without AC. That would not be a good thing, especially now. No, not. Mm-mm. So, and I mean, I'm blessed that we have it, but there are others that haven't, and they've, been passing out the portables, because they have portables to use in case when, somebody's AC or whatever breaks down. And it, granted, it's not the great. I had one a couple years ago, because ours broke down too, and it just it doesn't do what it needs to do. It only like, they put it out here, and it doesn't cool the whole apartment. And we had to take fans and circulate the air and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, there's one lady that works with me, excuse me, at work, and she lives out here, and she was telling me, she said, yeah, she says, mine's not working, and they gave me the portable, and it's just not, even with the fan, she said, even with her fans going, it's not doing what it needs to do. And I felt bad for her. I was like, yeah, I know, I've been there, I get it. And it's, yeah, it's the most awful feeling when that happens. And especially now, excuse me, I'm sorry. And especially now, especially with this extreme heat that we've had, it's I get it. And ugh. So they're supposed to be working on, that's why, I guess that's why they're doing it, because a lot of people, a lot of other residents have been without it. And ugh, that would just make me ugh. So yeah, they've been without it. And apparently they've been getting outside, contractors to come in and do that stuff. And so I'm assuming they have to wait until, that AC contractor can come. And yeah, not fun at all. It's just gross. So it it's not fun. And ugh, I've been telling everybody at work that, all of my customers, stay hydrated, stay cool. And I mean, I like some of my regulars that come through are, guys that work for the city. And there's some of them that says, yeah, we do, but, we have no choice to be out there. And I was like, yeah, I know. And it just, so yeah, hopefully they can get these ACs fixed today. It would be nice, even though mine isn't one of those ones. So, and I'm not trying to jinx myself. Don't plan on jinxing myself. Not gonna do that. But okay, so I have not caught up on YouTube. I need to. I need to sit down today and watch YouTube. And um, I have not um, had the chance to catch up on YouTube at all. Of course, last week I could have. I had those 3 days off, and I didn't. I got hooked on just watching shows that I haven't watched in a while, and catching up on shows like the Dutton Ranch, and um, caught up on that one. And um, finished watching CSI New York, because I've been watching that for like, oh, the past couple months. And um, today I started, or not yet today, then I started Midsummer Murders. That is one of my favorite shows. Oh my gosh, I love that show. And so I started watching that from the beginning. And um, trying to catch up, just trying to do that. So today I'll sit here and watch YouTube while my video is uploading, and catch up on everybody. And um, get that done, because I feel bad because I haven't watched in a while. And it's like, yeah, I need to catch up on everybody, because it's been a while. And just haven't had the urge, or the one, or well, no, that's not right. That's not right either. I just haven't felt like it. Let's put it that way. So I'm gonna do that today, and then I'm gonna finish listening to. Um, I've been listening to this book. It's a box set that I found on Audible, and it is it's about witches. Really, what was that? It sounded like a gunshot, but it wasn't. Um, it's like a detective thing, but it's paranormal with witches, not paranormal, whatever, with witches and werewolves, vampires, so forth. So I've just started listening to it yesterday. So I'm still in the first book, and no, I don't remember what it's called. I know I need to write that crap down, and I will. I just haven't had I just haven't done it yet. But so I've been listening to that. Oh boy, I started the Sarah Moss books. Guys, I started listening to, well, no, I wasn't listening to, I was reading it. And Miranda walked in and she looked at me and she's like, "Why are you reading that?" And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Mom, what?" She says, "Really?" I'm like, "What?" She said, "Stop reading that." And I hadn't even gotten through the second chapter yet. And she's like, "You need to stop." I was like, "Why?" She says, "Do you even understand?" And I just looked at her and I was like, no, why?" And she's like, "Mom, they're very, very explicit." And I thought, "What do you mean?" And being the dum dum here, even though I knew what she meant, but I was still like, "What?" So I was like, "Are you serious?" And she's like, "Mom," and this is her opinion now. This is just her opinion. She says, "Mom, they're triple X." I was like, "What?" So I said, "Nuh-uh." She says, "Yes." And I said, "Oh God." So I started skimming just to see, and I was like, "Holy crap." And but the look on her face, it was just like, do not read it." She grabbed my Kindle out of my hand and she's like, "You're not reading that." And I said, "What?" And so I was just like, "Okay." And I, I'm trying to explore other genres, okay, because I'm just mainly a I like mystery and thriller stuff. And so I told her, I said, "Well, I'm trying to explore." And she said, "Really?" So I I just looked at her and I said, "What's wrong with me reading this?" And she said, "Mom, you don't understand." And I said, "Okay." So I put it aside for now. It's still on my shelf on my Kindle, and because I kind of totally freaked her out because she was just like, "You know, you're not reading it." So I'll read it when she doesn't know I'm reading it. But yeah, she was like, "Yeah, it's X-rated." I'm like, "Really?" Um I okay. So we won't tell anybody, but I'm saving it for when she's not around. Whatever that is. So yeah, I totally yeah, she was totally late. If I had a picture of it, I would have shown you her face. But yeah, I thought she was just gonna like, I don't know. So she I made her feel better. I just put it aside at the time and told her, "Okay, I won't, not now." So yeah, she that's my little funny story for the week. But she just I don't know if it was because I was reading this, or if I don't know. She was just kind of, I don't want to say terrified, but yeah, the look on her face was priceless. And yeah. So so I picked up a different book and started reading it because yeah, I didn't want to, like, terrify her any more than she already was. But yeah, she was freaking out on me, and I said, okay, we'll calm down. We'll put it aside. So it's still on my shelf. She just doesn't know that. It is still in my Kindle, and she doesn't know that. So we're just going to leave it that way. And I told her, I said, well, it was either that or the audiobook. The look on her face. She was like, no. I said, okay. Because there are days that I'll sit here with my Kindle and I'll listen to the book, on my Kindle, and listen to a book on my Kindle, and she'll come out and she'll think, there's somebody out here talking to me. And she said, "Can you imagine? I can only imagine what would happen if I did that. If I put it on, let, Alexa or whatever read it, because she would probably, oh my gosh, I would hate to see the look on her face." And she, I can only imagine. So we'll see. It was I. And I told her, I said, okay, yeah. So, again, it's on my bookshelf and my Kindle until otherwise. She won't know. We'll see. She's pretty freaked out about it. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, um, uh, what else can I tell you all? Has been going on around here. Um, I don't know. There hasn't been anything really exciting that's been going on besides all of that. So I may stop. We'll see. I did get some organizing done, you guys. Yay! I'll tell you all that. That's one thing I wanted to tell. I was gonna share. I did get some organizing done. Um, on the 3 days that I was off, we got some stuff done around here, and I got some stuff organized, and now my next big thing, or next thing to tackle, is I'm gonna try to do some seasonal stitching on the weekends or whatever, and so I can put some of those things up during the seasons and so forth. I have one that I need to I want to get finished, like my Halloween cat, and then some little small things, patterns that I'm found when I was organizing and all that kind of stuff. So gonna try to do that during the weekends, or um, during the day when I'm off, and then at night work on my big pieces and so all that kind of stuff. It's, yeah, I say that, but um, yeah, we've just been trying to organize and all that kind of junk, and pretty much got most of it organized. I finally cleaned it over by my desk, so now I have that organized and kind of set up the way that I want it, and it's all pretty much straight. Now, if it'll stay that way, that's a good question. We'll see. Keeping my fingers crossed that it will, because I told my kids it has to stay this way. And my daughter, she likes to do puzzles, and some days when she pulls, when she decides that she's going to do a puzzle and it's a huge one, she doesn't have space. So she comes out here and uses my drafting table, and I finally had to tell her, you really, really need to, like, go, because eventually I'm going to need that bag, because that's where I record my YouTube and all that kind of stuff. And she looked at me, she's like, but so one of her Christmas list things for Christmas is a um, a table or something big enough for, her big puzzles. So we're looking around for that, and we'll see what we can find. So yeah, so that's all my news to share. And um, to share and I'm gonna stop after I get this in here. This is being special, and of course wants to not. And then I am going to drink some more coffee, wake the heck up, because I am so tired still, and I'm just gonna chill. It looks like it's gonna rain, so I'm gonna try to get some stuff done, like take the garbage out and all that good junk. So that is it, and I'll tell you how many stitches I did because I don't know. Oh shoot, I did 100 and some. So hold on, let me go in here and look. I gotta mark it all off too, because I didn't mark it off as I was going. So we are here and here. It's probably gonna be like, all right, so far I have done 132 stitches today. So I am going to stop and get some stuff done. So thank you for coming and watching, and I will see everybody next time. Have a good week, guys. And if you guys are, hot in a heat wave, please stay safe and stay hydrated and stay cool. I will see everybody next time. Have a good day. Bye, guys.